Hi guys, and welcome back to my noisy house. We are actually not in my noisy house today. We are in the car because it is 2 days to Thanksgiving and we're kind of running behind. We're running out of time to do things. Speaking of Thanksgiving, I want to tell you guys what I plan to do and how I'm kind of prioritizing mental wellness this Thanksgiving, this holiday season. So let's get into it. So first things first, I want to go ahead and clarify my title for this video. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be considerate of what we eat and what we put in our bodies, because obviously that's not the case. We should always be considerate of what we eat and what we put in our body. However, I had this whole plan of having like healthy options only and like these little faux pecan pies, and I was really going hard on like watching my diet and watching how many calories I did, and honestly, as I was doing it, it didn't spark joy. It didn't make me happy, and I didn't think it was going to make my family happy, and so I decided to prioritize mental wellness this Thanksgiving, and I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why. First of all, the thing that everybody knows, this year has been an absolute nightmare. It has been a gut punch every time it could be a gut punch. It was like, what option should I take? Something good for the world? Something uplifting and positive? Nope. Second gut punch. So stress is already up there. And as we all know, stress is a contributor to poor sleep, towards weight gain. It ages you. It's not great to be at a high level of stress for what is essentially a year now. That being said, I didn't want to do a huge let's cook 40 dishes, even though I love to cook, even though I'm working really hard to establish traditions around food and family and actually like getting back to my roots. Like, guys, I bought a ham hock. Hold on, I'll show you. See, I bought a ham hock. Do I know how to use a ham hock? Not necessarily, but I'll just call my dad. My dad will tell me how to use it, right? I've made collards before, but I always used bacon, and this year I was like, let's do a ham hock. It's a low stress recipe. You put everything in and it comes out chef's kiss. So that being said, I didn't want to, do my usual of making 5 pies and doing all of the things, because the year has already been super stressful. So why would I take extra stress on myself and my family, especially when nobody can come for Thanksgiving? That brings me to reason 2. It's just going to be my family. It's just going to be my immediate family. Daddy Chaz, Daddy Matt, and Chazzy, who's not going to eat anything. So we're doing a digital Thanksgiving this year, of course. We're going to set up the living room so that we have the big screens and like a laptop hooked up to the screens. And we're going to call and do video chats with the rest of my family. So it's not like we need a lot of food, and it's not like we have anybody to impress. It's not me and my dad going, oh, my gravy is better, or me and my sibling surprising each other with weird delicious food that will definitely go on to the menu for next year, even though we definitely shouldn't have had it. I'm talking about those Hawaiian rolls. Those Hawaiian rolls were so good. We've been like trying to not eat them for not Thanksgiving, but a Hawaiian roll is 100 calories and just carbs and sugar. I digress, but man, they were so good. It's fine. So I'm not making those this year because we'll just sit around and eat them. I just said that we weren't particularly worried about our caloric intake, but we don't need that in our life, guys. We don't. If I say it enough times, I might actually believe it. Anyway, so my reason number 2 was because we're just going to be by ourselves. Reason number 3. The time that I spend in the kitchen is better spent playing with my daughter, is better spent teaching her the reason we are doing Thanksgiving. I am going with the Wiccan reason for Thanksgiving, the harvest, as opposed to the American reason for Thanksgiving, because I plan to actually teach her history, like real history. Not that we don't have real history, but that being said, I would much rather buy freezered pies and spend that time one-on-one with my girls than, especially because they're not old enough to like help in the kitchen. Chazzy does help in the kitchen. She loves to cook. Guys, you will have a video at some point, or all of the videos of her just being in the kitchen. Like, can I put that in there? Can I put that? Can I stir that? Are we doing eggs? Are we doing eggs? Are we doing eggs? Are we doing eggs? Can we do the eggs? I'm like, girl, we will do the eggs in a minute. I'm in the parking lot, so if you guys hear other people's vehicles starting up, that's why. So this year has been nothing but a stress fest, and if having a second helping of pie, if, you know, having actual collard greens instead of kale chips is going to spark some joy in my life, especially because we are definitely on a downward spiral for Corona, and I feel like a lot of states are just ignoring it, like maybe it'll go away, and it never did, and it's not going to anyway. Let's not talk about that. Exactly. See this amount of stress? If having cornbread is gonna make me feel better for one day, for a weekend, for a long weekend, see how I stretched that out? It was like one day, and then it was like, let's see how far we can take this. Why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I take this break? We are so fatigued with always being hammered with the negative, and there's a lot about this Thanksgiving that's not going to be ideal. We're not supposed to be traveling. We're not supposed to be, you know, meeting up with family that we haven't seen. And I give a lot of negative to, you know, what holidays have become. But one thing that is really, really valid and important for celebrations is being with family. And that could actually alleviate a lot of the stress that we're under. But we can't even have that. So, guys, I'm going to do this weigh-in. I'm going to tell you where I'm at. I probably haven't done great. I wanted to lose like a pound a week, but it's been stressful out here. It's been really hard to make my goals and not, you know, drown myself in McDonald's every day because I'm so sad and stressed. I know that seems counterproductive to what I'm saying about like taking it easy this holiday season, but y'all, we got to take our breaks. And, you know, if I have to work a little harder to gain lost grounds here, I'm going to do that, as opposed to probably doing it anyway and then feeling guilty and spending a couple of months hating myself because I couldn't get it together. I'm accepting that the holidays are a time that are not for adding extra pressure on myself to maintain harmful goals. That's what I'm calling these. To tell myself that I'm only going to get 1,500 calories for a holiday that's already going to break my heart. I'm not going to do that. That doesn't mean I'm going to like do 4,000 calories, but within moderation, with portion control. If I hit 2,000 calories instead of my 1,700, I'm going to give myself that break. I'm going to take and channel that joy, and I'm going to chalk it up to mental wellness, even if physical wellness has to take a back seat for a little bit. So that's why I think that we should pig out and not worry about it this Thanksgiving. I got a little somber there. I didn't mean to. It's really important to me to mind my mental wellness as well as my physical wellness. And sometimes one does not support the other. I hope that ultimately I end up not sliding back too far, I hope that Chazzy and I continue to do our yoga, that we continue to go on walks. I hope that I continue to enjoy the process and the journey, but I want to make sure that I take care of my mind. So that's it for me, guys, and I hope that you guys have a fantastic Thanksgiving. I hope that despite all of the negatives, you find positives and you remember what we are thankful for out here, because there's plenty to be thankful for if you can just find it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button and maybe subscribe. This is the first time I've done that, and it feels weird, but I do want people to subscribe, and I do want to know if you like my videos. So yeah, okay.